BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform, your number one source for online betting. From earliest odds to in-game live betting, BetOnline provides you with all the action and ability to watch the game as they happen with the largest selection of odds on everything from football, NBA, NHL, entertainment, you name it, they have it. Head to BetOnline today to get in on the action with America's most trusted site for online wagering. BetOnline, the game starts here. Grüße aus Deutschland in Munich. Bob Papa, Carl Banks, another edition of Believe in Giants as we come to you from Munich, Germany, where the Giants will take on the Carolina Panthers on Sunday. Kicks off at 9:30 a.m. Eastern. Carl, you've been here since earlier in the week. I got into town on Friday with the Giants, and what a cool vibe here in Munich.
It is. Number one, the Giants fan, the contingency of Giants fans here are really, really cool and enthusiastic. But just moving around Munich is really great energy, man. Just the markets, and you don't have to take a taxi or Uber anywhere in this general area. You can just walk, and it's just so much to see and so much to do.
We did an event on Friday night at Hofbrauhaus, which is 400 years old. It's an ale hall. And we had over 600 Giant fans in attendance in this room on the third floor that has a lot of history behind that room that we were in. And it was unbelievable, the turnout at Hofbrauhaus on Friday night with the enthusiasm. I know you had a chance to interact with Big Blue Germany, huge contingent of Giants fans from Germany. Mm-hmm. We had the guys from Great Britain, Scotland, and Ireland were all there. A lot of New Yorkers made the trip. How about the U.S. military guys, some of them from Brooklyn in the Navy, that made the trip from Bahrain to Germany to watch their Giants before they have to go back to their base?
Hey, man, that's Giant fandom. That's international fandom. That's why, this is now one of the Giants' global markets. Every team in the NFL has I think they call it a GMA or something like that, but it's a global market that they can call their home away from home. And Germany is the one that the Giants consider, or that the NFL and the Giants agreed on would be their home away from New York.
Let's not soft soap this a little bit. It was announced earlier this week by the organization that Starter has become an international brand partner for the New York Giants. So that's big news for the company.
Yeah, it is. We're excited about it, Bob, because it gives us an opportunity. It gives the brand, both brands, an opportunity to really, be on the ground with Giants fans as if we were doing the same thing at home. So we plan to make sure that the Starter presence here with Giants in Germany is just as beautiful as if we were doing Giants product at home, which, as you can see, this is a Germany Giants shirt here, what you're wearing. So we're going to have some really cool merch that I'm going to try to make exclusive to this market, but I've already been warned by ownership that they would like to see some of the same product that's over here in Munich offered in the States. So it'll be fun.
So wait a second, you took the logo, the famed logo from the 1950s, I believe. I think that's Charlie, likeness of Charlie Connolly. That was over the old Yankee Stadium, and you have that now on sort of a German over Germany.
It is over Germany, yes. And then you've got the NFL international games with German colors on it, and just the Starter logo here. So
there you go.
Yeah, I mean, we want to get creative, and we want to make sure that the aesthetic represents, the German culture as well.
People are loving this piece wherever I go. They're like, where can I get that? I gotta get that. That's unbelievable.
Yeah, there's a lot of love for that piece right there. Frank Mara had a conversation with me because there are many members of his family that would want to make sure that they have that piece. So we have some for sale, but I don't know how many are going to be for sale by the time the people, friends and family have to purchase these things too. But we did put aside enough for, the fans that are showing up at the Giants pop-up today, right?
Yeah, it's the Giants pop-up today
The
at the Giants
Giants
house.
house. Yeah. Yeah. So we're popping up there. And if you're in Munich and you're watching this, stop by, get your merch.
Yep. All right, so let's get into this game a little bit. The Panthers are coming off a win last week against the New Orleans Saints, 23-22. They drove it downfield late. They win the football game. They're happy to be 2-7. The Giants are not happy to be 2-7 right now. They keep letting games slip through their fingertips, and it's a vast array of issues. One week, it's the defense can't get any stops when they need to, like last week. Other weeks, it's the offense can't make the big play when they have to, or they shoot themselves in the foot with penalties. How do they bring this all together today, Carl, for the Giants to get out of Germany with a victory?
Well, Bob, I think it really comes down to the same thing I've been saying for, I guess, the last 9 weeks. Attention to detail. Your best players have to be your best players, and your role players will have to be attention to detail. There's no detail too small when you're 2-7, and you believe that you have the talent to be better than that. There's no detail too small um, when you can move the ball up and down the football field and you can't score points. No detail too small when you lead the league in sacks, but you can't get turnovers. So there are so many things that they do, and then there's so many things that they do not do. And that's why they are where they are. But, if you poll anybody in that locker room, they think they're better than they are, then they're just going to have to show that they're better than they are. And the only way you do that is not with the splash plays, it's with the little minor details, the small things.
Yeah, and you think about like minor details, right? So Graham Gano is going to be back. He's going to be back kicking. Um, Jamie Gillen is back punting. You think about like the field goal operation. They can't afford to have any miscues on extra points because Lord knows if they have to start going for twos, they're 0 for 6 this year on that thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Despite what the probabilities say. And then you have Darius Slayton. The Giants only have 6 pass plays of over 30 yards. Slayton has 4 of them. He suffered a concussion, so he's not playing in this game. They need somebody to step up, whether it's Jalin Hyatt or even Malik Neighbors for that matter. Neighbors only has 1 play of over 30 yards this year. Somebody has got to step up in that receivers room and pick up the slack for Slayton because the Carolina Panthers have given up 9 pass plays of over 30 yards. And by my count, they've given up 4 pass plays this year of the 9 of over 50 for a couple of touchdowns. So they can be had if you do the right things to get to it.
Yeah. And did they just trade away one of their defensive backs too?
I don't know if they traded away a DB. I think they did. They also have a bunch of guys that are their best defensive players are all on injured reserve and out for the year.
Yeah. So, well,
So
here's the deal. I've been beating the Jalin Hyatt drum, and I said that he just has to stay ready because in NFL, these opportunities come like this. I think he's approached every game with enthusiasm. I will say this, he has the best pure catching skills of anybody on that team, and he's got speed. So I'm excited to see Jalin Hyatt take the field because I do believe he's going to contribute. I think he remained focused regardless of how much uh, playing time he got. But he's there now, and let's see what happens.
the Giants are 3-0 in international play, having won in 07, 16, and 22. All those in England. The Panthers are 1-0 in international play. In 2019, they beat the Tampa Bay Bucks. This is another one of these get-right games too, Carl. In the Super Bowl era, once you get past week 5, this will be the 13th matchup between a team with the worst scoring offense versus the team with the worst scoring defense. The Giants are averaging 14.7 points per game. The Panthers give up 31.8. Now, the team with the worst scoring offense has won 8 of the previous 12 meetings. And the Panthers are awful in red zone defense. And we know that the Giants are dead last in red zone offense from a touchdown percentage standpoint. The Giants can't be making these, illegal shift, false start, holding penalty when they have it 1st and 10 at the 13-yard line. Like, they got to pop this thing in and get touchdowns against a team that's given up 27 touchdowns in 39 red zone defenses.
Well, let's see if the Giants offensively, Bob, can keep good going. They did not have a single procedural call in their last game. The only offensive penalty was a bad offensive pass interference call. So let's see, as my old coach Bill Parcells would say, that's one in a row. Let's see if you can start a kind of a streak or start a trend here and get 2 games in a row where you're playing that type of offense. And then the defense they've got to tackle, right? That's been their Achilles heel, because guess what? The Carolina Panthers are looking to build on their success against the Saints. The Giants can be run on. They can be run on until they can't be. And right now, for the last 4 weeks, they've been run on. So the Giants have got to figure out how to tackle better and stop the run so that they can get into their strength, which is rushing the passer.
Chuba Hubbard is averaging 5 yards a carry. He's got 5 rushing touchdowns. He's got a receiving touchdown, and he just signed a new contract extension. They rewarded him with a contract extension, I think $33 million over 4 years, so good for him. They also have Miles Sanders, who obviously is someone the Giants have seen before. And then you got a rookie quarterback, Bryce Young, right? He's passer rating is 71. He's feeling a little confident, after what happened last week. But you want to put that doubt back in his head, right?
Sure, but the only way you do that, Bob, is it's just not the quarterback. It's the offensive line, it's their receivers, which means you have to execute your plan on defense. You can't have breakdowns because, listen, if he's a quarterback in the NFL, he has talent to be in the NFL. So you're going to have to make him work for everything he gets. And the only way you do that is your defense has got to be buttoned up.
The weird season, the weird career of Daniel Jones continues. If I told you this, Carl, that Daniel Jones is tied with Josh Allen, Aaron Rodgers, Baker Mayfield, and Jared Goff in a category, you'd be like, what? But he's tied with those guys. He's got 4 games this year where he's thrown at least 2 touchdowns and no interceptions. Going into the weekend, Lamar Jackson had 5 games to lead the NFL. Obviously, with what the Ravens did on Thursday night, now Lamar Jackson has 6 of those games. But it's like weird. It's either like hot or cold with him.
Well, yes. The key for Daniel Jones is to build on the things he's doing well and execute in areas that he hasn't been so good at. And it's as simple as that. Again, I continue to root for his success. I want to see him become, more consistent as the rest of the season plays out and get some wins for his team. And let's just see. I think at the end of the day, he's going to fight for them. They're going to fight for him. Make some plays. That's all he can do. Keep that touchdown to interception ratio where it is, and just keep climbing. And execute in the red zone. People feel better about their team and about their players when you win football games.
So today, starting at 4 p.m. Munich time, the Giants' house will be Praterinsel. here in Munich. So if you're in Munich and you're watching this, once this gets posted on Saturday morning here in Munich, and you're in town, come over to the Giants house. That's Praterinsel, which is where the Carl Banks pop-up store is going to be, to get some German swag.
Yeah. Starter pop-ups.
Starter pop-ups. Anything else that you'd like to add to this?
No, Bob, I'm looking forward to watching this team play. They're again away from home, so there's no tension, if you will. So they should play free and easy. Jalin Hyatt I was talking to Victor Cruz, we were with him last night, and he said, Jalin Hyatt, just let your hair down and just play. Don't worry about much, just free flow and let the hair flow.
Yeah, we're going to have a star-studded cast at the Giants house today, along with Carl and I and Victor. Sean O'Hara will be there. Howard Cross will be there. Phil Simms will be there. So it's going to be a lot of fun and great to interact with the Giants fans. Again, on Friday night, we had over 600 fans, either that made the trip from the U.S. or made the trip from parts around the world to come see their favorite football team play. So we'll do a recap after this thing is over. And how do we like to end this thing, Carl?
Tell a friend to tell a friend. Believe in Giants.
Giants.